Further, let us study about the classification of kingdom Animalia. So the first category is Porifera. पोरीफेरा, अब जो ऑर्गेनिजम्स इस कैटेगरी में प्लेस किए, सो दीज आर बेसिकली द नॉन मोटाइल एनिमल्स, दैट मीन्स वो अपनी जगह से मूव नहीं कर सकते हैं. दे वर अटैच्ड टू सम सॉलिड सपोर्ट कंप्राइजिंग ऑफ स्पिक्यूल्स ऑफ कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट और सिलिका. दैट वो किसी सपोर्ट के साथ जो है वो अटैच्ड हैं, दैट्स व्हाई दे आर नॉन मोटाइल. दे आर हैविंग पोर्स ऑल ओवर देयर बॉडी, उनकी पूरी बॉडी पे जो है पोर्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं. The animals that are placed in this category, they are basically covered with a hard outside layer or skeleton. उनकी बॉडी जो है एक आउटसाइड, एक हार्ड स्केलेटन से उनकी बॉडी जो है वो कवर होती है. एंड देयर इज मिनिमल डिफरेंशिएशन एंड डिवीजन इनटू टिश्यूज. दैट मीन्स basically there is no major differentiation that can be seen in their body. The examples include sponges. Next is, let us study about coelenterate. So coelenterate, these are basically the aquatic animals. That means ये water जो में है मिलते हैं, their habitat is water only. They have cavity in their body. इनकी body में एक खाली जो space जिसको हम cavity बोलते हैं वो मिलता है, and hence they are termed as coelenterate. Coelom, here the term coelom means cavity. इनकी body में एक cavity जो है वो present होती है, and that's why they are termed as coelenterate, and the example is jellyfish. Next is, their body is having 2 layer of cells in body. इनकी body में cells की 2 layers present होती है, and here you can see the diagrammatic representation of another organism that is placed in this category, and this is Hydra. Further, let us study about Platyhelminthes. Talking about Platyhelminthes, so their body is bilaterally symmetrical. Bilaterally symmetrical means that if you will divide their body in any axis, आप किसी भी axis में इनकी body को divide करेंगे तो you will get equal halves. So that's why their body is bilaterally symmetrical, and there are 3 layers of cells that are found in their body, and that's why they are termed as triploblastic organisms also. Next is that there is no true internal body cavity or coelom that is present. In the previous slides we have studied that coelom means cavity. तो इन organisms में कोई भी proper body cavity जो है वो present नहीं होती है. Their body is flattened dorsiventrally, and that's why they are also called as flatworms. इनकी जो body है अगर आप देखें तो वो flat होती है, and that's why हम इनको flatworms भी बोलते हैं. They are either free living, या तो ये individually exist करते हैं, और parasitic, या ये किसी दूसरे organism से अपना न्यूट्रिशन जो है वो डिराइव कर रहे हैं, यानी किसी और ऑर्गेनिज्म की बॉडी पे सरवाइव करते हैं, एंड दैट in that case they are parasitic. The examples include liver fluke and planaria. Further, let us study about nematoda. So body is triploblastic. Triploblastic means that they are having 3 layer of cells. 3 layer of cells जो हैं इनकी body में present होते हैं, and bilaterally symmetrical. That means कि अगर आप किसी भी axis में इनकी body को divide करेंगे तो you are going to get equal halves. False body cavity or pseudocoelom is present. That means इनकी body में एक cavity, this is termed as the second cavity, that is a fluid filled cavity, that is also called as false body cavity. वो इनकी body में हमें मिलती है, and इनको हम commonly जो है parasitic worms के नाम से जानते हैं. The examples include Ascaris and Fuchsia. Next is Annelida. Talking about the organisms that are placed in this category, Annelida, the examples include earthworm and leech. So again, their body is bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic. That means 3 layers of cells are found in their body. A true body cavity is present. That means there is no presence of pseudocoelom in this, and they are termed as Annelida because their body is divided into many ring-like segments. You can see in the picture also that leech is having many ring-like segments in its body. So that's why they are termed as Annelida. Examples, as I have told you, include earthworms and leech. Further is arthropoda. So this is the largest group of animals. ये animals का सबसे largest group है. The organisms, the animals that are placed in this category, arthropoda, they are bilaterally symmetrical and their body is segmented also. Talking about more, they have open circulatory system. इनके अंदर जो circulatory system है वो open है and they have jointed legs. इनकी legs जो हैं वो joint होती हैं. The examples include spider, butterfly, ants and cockroach. Further, let us study about mollusca. The organisms that are placed in category mollusca are snails, mussels, octopus. Again, their body is bilaterally symmetrical and they have reduced coelomic cavity. यानी कि इनकी body में जो cavity present है वो बहुत reduced होती है. It is small in size. The soft body covered with hard shell. इनकी जो soft body है वो hard shell से covered होती है for protection and it is made up of, this shell is basically made up of calcium carbonate. Further, echinodermata. These are the spiny skinned organisms. यानी कि इनकी body के ऊपर आपको spines मिलते हैं that are basically serving as the purpose of protection and they are free living marine animals. ये आपको seas, oceans में free living जो है ये वाले organisms जो हैं वो मिलते हैं. So the example includes Cynus and Antedon. Next is, these are triploblastic animals with coelom. That means इनकी body के अंदर 3 layers of cells जो हैं वो present होते हैं and a true cavity is also present. These are peculiar water driven. They are having a peculiar water driven tube system and their skeleton is again made up of calcium carbonate. Examples include starfish and sea urchins. Next is Protochordata. So Protochordata जो organisms इसमें place होते हैं, they are basically bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic. That means they are having 3 layers of cells in their body. They have a true cavity and notochord. Notochord is basically एक spinal structure होता है जो support provide करता है. The examples include Hardimada. So this is a diagrammatic representation of an organism that is basically placed in the category Protochordata and you can see that it is having a notochord also. That is basically a dorsal nerve structure that is basically helping to provide the support. Next is vertebrata. So vertebrata is that they are having a true vertebral column. Vertebral column means spine column. They are actually having a spine that is extending from neck to tail. So they have internal skeleton and they are bilaterally symmetrical. Again, their body is having 3 layers of cells. That's why they are termed as triploblastic and there is complex differentiation of body tissues and organs. The examples include green tree frog and forest dragon. Next, let us study about the few features of chordates. So chordates, they are having a notochord. They are also having a dorsal nerve cord. They are triploblastic, that means having 3 layers of cells. They are having a pair of gill pouches and they are coelomate, that means they are having a true body cavity. The 5 classes of vertebrates. Now, if we study about the vertebrates, that how they are further classified, the first is Pisces. They are having a streamlined body with fins and tail. इनकी body में fins होते हैं और tails होते हैं. So here you can easily recognize that I am talking about fish. So these fishes are kept in the Pisces, that is a further classification of vertebrate. Their skin is covered with scales. इनकी body पे scales present होते हैं and इनकी body में जो inhalation होता है oxygen का, that is by gills. इनकी body पे gills present होते हैं. They are having a 2-chambered heart. 2 chambers होते हैं इनके heart में. For example, human beings are having a 4-chambered heart. तो जो fish होती हैं उनके 2-chambered heart होते हैं and the example include fishes like rohu, tuna and shark. Further, amphibia. The next classification of vertebrate is amphibia. So the organisms that are basically termed as amphibians, they are actually adapted to live both on land and water. वो land पे भी survive कर सकते हैं और water में भी survive कर सकते हैं. जब वो water में होते हैं तो they actually respire through gills. वो gills के through जो है वो oxygen को inhale करते हैं. And when these organisms are on land, जब ये land पे होते हैं तो the process of respiration takes place through lungs. Again here they are having a 3-chambered heart. इनका 3 chambers होते हैं इनके heart में, and the example include frogs and toads. Talking about reptilia, that is reptiles, ये होते हैं crawling animals जो land के ऊपर crawl करते हैं. So these organisms they have a rough skin. इनकी rough skin होती है and modified to withstand extreme temperature. एक तो ये surface के साथ crawl कर रहे हैं, दूसरा जो temperature के जो changes है उसके साथ इनकी body adjust हो सके, इसीलिए इनकी जो skin होती है वो काफी rough होती है. And they are again having a 3-chambered heart. They are cold-blooded animals. We will study about the cold-blooded animals in our last slide, and the examples include turtle and lizard. Further, let's talk about aves. Aves, that means we are talking about birds. So in the organisms that are basically classified as aves, their body is covered with feathers. इनकी body पे feathers होते हैं and forelimbs are modified for flying. और इनकी जो forelimbs होती हैं वो इस तरीके से modified होती हैं कि वो इनको flying में उड़ने में help करती हैं. They breathe through lungs. ये lungs की help से breathe करते हैं. They are warm-blooded animals and they are having a 4-chambered heart. For example, sparrow, eagle and other birds. Next is mammalia, that is mammals. Mammals, human beings की अगर हम बात करें और कुछ animals की अगर हम बात करें तो they are termed as mammals. जो mammals होते हैं basically in these organisms the mammary glands are present and their skin is covered with hair and has sweat glands, जिसमें से sweat जो है वो release out होता है as a waste. जो mammals होते हैं they are warm blooded animals और इनका जो heart होता है it is 4-chambered heart. They are viviparous or oviparous animals also. Viviparous that means ये ह्यूमन बीइंग्स जैसे हैं वो these are viviparous animals. ये वो organisms होते हैं जो young one को birth देते हैं और oviparous that means they lay eggs, for example hen, और उसमें से आगे जो है organism egg में से hatch out होके जो है बाहर आता है. The example include man, horse, hens, etc. Next is that how we write down the scientific names. So students, there are certain rules that are applied when we write the scientific name of any organism. I told you कि scientific name हर organism को इसीलिए दिया गया है because हर जगह पे different name से एक organism को जो है उसका name allotted होता है. So a scientific name is given to every organism so that universal एक name जो है हर organism का जो है वो पता हो हर किसी को. So how these scientific names are written. Name of the genus begins with a capital letter. जब भी हम किसी genus का name लगते हैं तो जो उसका name है वो हमेशा capital letters से जो है begin होता है. And the name of the species, जब आप species का name लिखते हैं it also begins with a capital letter. When printed, जब भी आप कहीं पे भी even if you read in your book, अगर आप कहीं पे भी किसी भी organism का scientific name अगर आप study करेंगे तो you will find कि वो हमेशा italics में लिखा जाता है. So this is again a convention for writing the scientific name. Scientific name जो है वो हमेशा italics में लिखा जाता है. And when written by hand, the genus name and the species name have to be underlined separately. अगर वो printed है तो वो italics में होगा, but अगर आप उसे hand written लिख रहे हैं तो हमेशा genus और species का जो name है उसको underline किया जाता है separately. In the last, let us study about that what are the differences between cold-blooded animals and warm-blooded animals. In the previous slide, we have read about these two terms, cold-blooded animals and warm-blooded animals. So here, let us have a look that what are cold-blooded animals and what are warm-blooded animals. So cold-blooded animals are basically those animals which cannot maintain a constant body temperature. उनका जो body temperature है वो maintained नहीं रहता है. Talking about warm warm blooded animals such as human beings, हमारा बॉडी का जो टेम्परेचर है वो एक मेंटेन टेम्परेचर होता है. सो दे कैन मेंटेन अ कांस्टेंट बॉडी टेम्परेचर, उनका बॉडी टेम्परेचर मेंटेन्ड होता है. और वो ऑर्गेनिजम्स जिनका बॉडी टेम्परेचर मेंटेन्ड होता है, दे आर टर्म्ड एज warm blooded animals. The cold blooded animals obtain heat from the environment surrounding them, whereas the warm-blooded animals obtain heat from the food they eat. जो cold-blooded animals हैं वो अपने environment से heat को absorb करते हैं, whereas if we talk about mammals and birds, हम जो food consume करते हैं, जब वो food breakdown होता है तो उससे जो है हमारी body को जो है heat provide होती है. The body temperature of cold-blooded animals can vary, क्योंकि वो अपने सराउंडिंग एनवायरनमेंट से हीट को एब्जॉर्ब कर रहे हैं. सो इट डिपेंड्स कि वहाँ उनके सराउंडिंग एनवायरनमेंट में टेम्परेचर कितना है. सो दैट्स व्हाई देयर बॉडी टेम्परेचर वेरी अकॉर्डिंग टू द टेम्परेचर दैट इज इन देयर सराउंडिंग एनवायरनमेंट. वेयर एज इन वार्म ब्लडेड एनिमल्स दे मेंटेन अ टेम्परेचर ऑफ अराउंड 35 to 40 डिग्री सेल्सियस. In cold-blooded animals, they regulate heat in their bodies by changing colors or by being in sunlight. अपनी बॉडी में हीट को रेगुलेट करने के लिए वो सनलाइट में जो है वो रहते हैं. Whereas if we talk about warm-blooded animals, so they regulate their body heat by metabolic processes and adaptive mechanisms such as hibernation and sweating. ये ऐसे प्रोसेस होते हैं जिससे हम अपनी बॉडी हीट को रेगुलेट करते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर हम समर्स की बात करें तो हमें एक्सेसिव स्वेटिंग होती है क्योंकि टेम्परेचर जो है बहुत ज्यादा हाई होता है. तो इतने हाई टेम्परेचर में हमारी बॉडी कैसे एडजस्ट करती है? बाय स्वेटिंग. जब हमें पसीना आता है तो इन दैट केस हमारी बॉडी का जो टेम्परेचर है वो डाउन हो जाता है एंड वी कैन हैव अ फीलिंग ऑफ कूल. हमें ठंडे रहने की जो है, हमारा बॉडी टेम्परेचर जो है वो डाउन होने की और हमें ठंडक की फीलिंग होती है. सो दिस इज हाउ द वार्म ब्लडेड एनिमल्स रेगुलेट देयर बॉडी हीट. द एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ कोल्ड ब्लडेड एनिमल्स इंक्लूड फिशेस, reptiles, insects and amphibians, whereas the examples of warm-blooded animals include mammals and birds. So this was all about the chapter diversity in living organisms. Hope you understand all the concepts very clearly. Thank you.